In my opinion, this is my opinion. I think it's credit for the merit of having not being subjected to somebody else's opinion. So that's why I feel it is values the quality of whatever it takes to make it a completely legitimate video. Um, in my opinion, is because it is an opinion that I have. So on why mental health places are being closed down around the country. And believe it or not, the place where the mass shooting happened in Roseburg, in the Roseburg area, happened out past, is a place called Winchester, is where the Umpqua Community College um, is actually located. Um, I've not only been there, but I've lived there in that area for a long time and spent quite a little bit of an extended time at that college. Also, I'm very familiar with the college. Um, so I'm also familiar that they had a mental health facility that was funded and everything there. So now it's gone. And now for some reason before this event took place, it was there and it was somebody else's argument there for there being a lack of mental health facilities now in that area. For some reason, they're defunded, as a matter of fact. So it's kind of ridiculous and I don't know, unnecessary, but it's kind of mean, I would guess. Also, to put people in a position like that. So if there's a mental health issue that needs to be addressed in that area and now spread throughout the whole country, United States. I always look at America as being an example. So a lot of things happen here first, or things go down here as token for the world to establish different things as a role model, as a model mold for their societies. They want to go a certain way or whatever, but anyhow, so shh, 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 shh. I have big dogs out here, and they bark at birds or anything, and probably a leaf could fall on the ground, and they'd probably bark at it. But anyhow, so if I can, please continue with my assumption and my opinion that now it looks as if it is intentionally caused by people who admit that they do not allow crises to go to waste, and that is the Democrat Party forum right there. That's one of the things that they boast about and are pretty much popularly known for saying that don't allow a good crisis go to waste. So you would never think with somebody with all these radical intentions they're gonna get it done regardless of what anybody thinks. They've got an agenda that they're going to keep pressing until they're absolutely out of power and put out of the position where they can make more radical um, things only obviously seem to occur. You know, they want to act like they're the the savior or something to the world, but yet we have people with mental illness being used by them to try to make some kind of gun law, and then they're not. You don't think that they're just going to deem everybody whatever they want to, so that they can disarm everybody. It's um, pretty atrocious having them attack people, and especially in a certain state, is supposed to be covered by a certain privilege. It's not a privilege; it's a right. sorry, and that's people's privacy, the Privacy Act for people with mental uh, incapacities or whatever their problem is. It could be um, various things. It could be physical, and still the government, the president, and everybody else, anybody who's elected or appointed representatives of America in particular, they're the model, need to respect and uphold those people's dignified, private, uh, what do you say, personal information. So that pertains to the person personally, if the person is sick or whatever, this or that. So you have an agenda where now they want to, and that's another one of my points, they want to be able to disclose everybody's mental health issues to the entire world now. So it's no longer a privacy act, so there's no privacy for anybody. But the issue I have in particular with people fighting the Patriot Act isn't just, it goes beyond me asking them, what do you have to hide? I'm saying, like, wouldn't you want to thwart a terrorist act or somebody killing a bunch of people? 3,000 people died on 9/11, on September 11, 2001, here in America. So, if there was a way you could prevent one death, would you implement things that would even be as extreme as torture, maybe? You're not trying to pry something politically out of somebody. You're trying to get to the root of somebody's vicious, fascist, malicious attempt to commit a crime as far as the terrorists are concerned. But we'll have more. It seems like to me more people are being taking their rights away or being abused, as if Obama wants to say, well, as a matter of fact, we come to find out, even though you're born an American citizens that way, we're gonna deem you all not from America now. You guys are not Americans. America is something else, but it's not America, and that's kind of my own personal opinion of some of the crazy shit that the guy thinks, and I cannot exactly tell you just how far out and crazy, just off the wall, a lot of his statements and opinions and whatever else is just way too far and way too abusive, as far as what I want to hear actually even implemented or acted out on. As far as the law goes, if somebody's supposed to make laws in my country, it's the last type of person that I would ever want manipulating any of that, seeing private information, private documents that are kept secret in my government that they don't even want me to know about, because I'm not practicing politician. I'm not in any of the, not in the military. I have no reason to see private information that the government has. All I'm concerned with is the government keeping people protected. And now, if your privacy, if you feel that your privacy is being squandered or trampled on or something like that, we need to get to more of the root of what you think would be able to prevent that, but still be able to allow things like the Patriot Act and things like that, that would keep us all protected, that would keep us aware of lurking dangers and things that we need to be aware of. Things that were pre 9/11 should be up to this point post 9/11 should ought to make us a completely different country even up to now. For at least 50 years, we should ought to have strict policies to keep us all safe and to not infringe on things we deem important or private or whatever. But that's not what the Constitution, in my opinion, also guarantees from the first brick that was laid for our our American government when it was established. I do not believe that your privacy, in particular, especially whenever it comes to being on the wild internet, the wildly wild internet, or anywhere else, I don't think you should be able to be abused in any way. So don't get me wrong whenever I say that. But I still think people need to take into consideration what's going on now, in my opinion, also shows that there was a lack of maybe people supporting the war in Iraq a little bit. People should have insisted that we spread democracy, at least whenever we left there, that our allies and people that wanted democracy were able to live in a stable country, and that they worked towards making it a safer Iraq, not a more dangerous, one of the top 5 most dangerous places to go. So, anyways, in my opinion, the recent amount of all the mental health facilities closing down, and yes, they had one. I don't know how good or bad it was, or different mental health facility in Roseburg was. Maybe they just expect to ship people off from jail to a state mental facility or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they have a bigger one in another area. Could be also another reason. But I get the impression or the drift from hearing about it because I didn't do I lack research and seeing what the other people's opinions are on the matter. Also, um, but my opinion also was that it helps cause um, people to not be able to seek outpatient treatments and other types of assistances perhaps maybe dwindle away also. So what it does is it might be unintentional, even if my opinion is I think the government does things like that intentionally. That's still my perspective. My opinion, as I can point out, is what actually happens from um, bad politics and bad policies up to this amount of time. Reflecting back, people will not only know the Obama administration was the worst, most disastrous presidency in American history, they will laugh at him and the whole entire thing from now on until no end. He will always be, whenever you talk about him, people will feel like, well, yeah, remember that. Remember that complete disaster. Like, because when he leaves, and you show all the statistics of everything, that all the horse shit that went on while he was president, it would only help to prove, or to at least give me credence for saying I believe that they closed them down on purpose so that they can try to cause more chaos with guns in particular. They're hoping that people get guns and use them in their crime spree, whatever, try to shoot up churches or businesses or whatever. That's my opinion. Thanks.